This is Michael Bailey, and I want to talk to you today about the three screens of your mind, or where's your focus? Let me start by telling you a story that a friend of mine told me a story about. He was up skiing. It was one of those beautiful days, first guy up there, top of the run, and the night before, this new powder, just a foot and a half of powder just fallen. It's just glistening and wonderful, and he's the first person to go down the run. And he's looking down there. It's all clear down below, except to the left there. There's this group of trees, this clump of trees over there. And as he's telling the story, he says, "I can't believe that I said this to myself, but I did." He said, "No matter what I do, I have to make sure that I avoid that clump of trees over there on the left." And he says, "And you know what I did?" He said, "I was like an unerring, pigeon going home. Just we went right into the clump of trees, Though he said, and I know better, not to focus on the negative. But I did, because I kind of programmed myself for that." Well, that's what we do. We get habitualized to focusing on negatives, and we don't even realize that we're doing it. And so the way I'd like to talk to you about this is this. Imagine that you have three large, high-definition or even 3D screens. One on your left, one on your right, one on your middle, and then one on your right. Okay, just imagine these, okay? And these are representations of these screens or focuses that you have in your mind. Now, the one on the left is all about doom and gloom, the terrible, the awful. You bring up all the terrible things, the failures, the awfuls of your life, and that's where you run that. It's all that garbage that's happened to you, the embarrassing, the shameful, the awful, just the worst stuff that you can focus on. That's on that screen. The one in the middle, well, that one's all about, things are okay. You got by, you made it through, you got, class, got a C or you D plus, or wasn't great, it wasn't wonderful, relationships was all right, it was okay, but you made it, you survived it, so you're all right, kind of a thing. Because it's that thing of the old thing of it's good enough for this, then it's okay, it's good enough. Then the one on your right over here is all the great stuff, all the wonderful things, all the great things that's made you excited, that made you feel connected, alive, and energized. It was the best of times, just great stuff. So we've got these three TV screens going on in our minds. And we can focus on whichever one we choose. We can at any point in time turn and focus on the doom, the gloom, the awful, the terrible, and how will we feel? Just think about that. If you saw some terrible movie that made you feel like garbage and it was just garbage, how do you walk out of the movie? You walk out feeling terrible. It's not uplifting. You just feel like it's a downer. That's what it is. Sometimes we focus on all the negative stuff. And so we project, you might say, anticipate, we focus, and we bring about negative stuff in our life because that's what we're focusing on. Then the stuff that's in the middle there, it's kind of about get by, complacency, it's okay, I don't have to work that hard, I don't have to be that involved. I can just kind of, scoot by and I'll be okay. And things are okay. They're not great, but you kind of got by on it. That's complacency. Then you can focus on the one on the right here. So all the great things I've done. But also, you want to understand as you take a look at these screens, they're not only the things that you've done in your life, they're also the things that could be in your life. So as you take a look at the one on the right here, you're going, this is all the great stuff that I've done in my life, the things that I've learned, the things I've accomplished, the things that I've been able to achieve and be successful at. And here's the things I'd like to. These are the new dreams that I have, these new aspirations that I have. Now that's the way to look at it. Now here's the funny thing. We can start out saying, here's all the wonderful things I'd like to have, and here's how it's going to be so cool and so great. And then as we focus over here on the right, we have this habit of going over here to, well, maybe I can just get by. I don't have to work that hard. And that's a lot of work. Maybe I can just kind of scoot by and just, it doesn't have to be that much. I could just I'll eat the chocolate cake, Most things I just eat and put ice cream on it too. I'll do the diet tomorrow. I don't have to work out, or I don't have to make this sales. I can do it, manana, I can do it later. And we make all these excuses because we just want to get by. We become complacent. But we have these dreams over here, but our behavior, when it comes over here is over here, and this middle one about complacency, just not really putting our hearts into it. Or even worse, we say, I want all these dreams, but it always turns out so rotten. I always have good intentions. I have the best of wishes, the best of hopes, but it always goes to failure. It always just crashes and burns. And it's terrible. It's awful. I don't know what I wanted, but I got it. That's what we do. That's what we do. It's kind of crazy. And the trick is this, is to stay aware. That's the trick. If you've got all these wonderful dreams and goals and aspirations that you've got over here painted, or playing, I should say, playing on your screen over here on the right, this is the bright, beautiful, best, greatest stuff ever. Life, what you've done, what you're doing now, what's coming up. If you got it over there, notice if you shift. Notice if you start looking, I can get by on that. I can eat the chocolate cake. Give me some more pudding here. I got to put a donut in there too, as long as you're at it. We do that kind of stuff. What over here is, oh gosh, I weigh great, and right at my fighting weight, just minimum amount of body fat and tone and all that kind of stuff. And I go over here and I do this, or it's like, yeah, that's all that stuff for somebody else. This is what it's really like, I'm not going to even bother to get up. I'm going to just sleep on the couch 24 hours a day. Somebody can bring me pancakes and potato chips. That's how I'm going to do it. Because it's all messed up anyway. Here's the point you want to see. You have control over which of these screens you're going to view. Now, it's true, you may be in the habit of looking at one of these or this one, or these two over here. You may have to learn to have awareness and refocus and retrain yourself to focus on this one. But the truth is, you have the power. You have the choice as to which one you're going to focus on. And if you're not happy with what it is that you're getting, I would suggest you take a look at, am I looking at this screen or looking at this screen? Am I looking at doom and gloom, terrible and awful, or am I going to look at, and it's just getting by, I just want to get by here. I just want to hopefully get by. Because a lot of people are that way. If I could just get by, I just want to coast in life. Well, think about that. How is it possible to coast? You can't coast going uphill or going to great stuff. And even on level ground, you really eventually coasting kind of slows down with the gravity and friction. It just kind of comes to us. The only way to coast is downhill. So if you're thinking about coasting, you're going to get there to the downhill sooner or later. Don't give up on yourself. Keep focusing on what it is you truly do want. Keep focusing over there on that right screen. Make that the things that you really want. Make that happen. We can help you do that. All right, you know what to do. All the best to you. Make it a great day. Make it a great day for yourself and for those around you. This is Michael Bailey. Talk to you soon. All the best.